If your business gets a lot of inbound leads, the biggest challenge usually isn't traffic, it's time. And you don't want to speak to everyone, you want to speak to the right people. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through a lead qualification system that automatically filters for high quality leads. It follows up with them and only sends the most serious ones to your calendar and your sales team. Now, for this walkthrough, I am going to use an English language coach as an example, but the framework applies to any service-based business that handles inbound leads. Okay, so we're going to start with step one, which is the lead form. Okay, now this is the lead form and pre-qualification. Now, everything starts with lead capture. We don't just collect contact details. Over here, we intentionally ask questions that help us qualify the lead, right, before a call even happens. Okay, so we capture basics like their first name, last name, their contact details, their current language level, so their language proficiency, and we look at their learning goals, their objectives, right? And most importantly, we look at how soon do they want to start. Now, this question is very critical because leads can choose whether they want to start immediately, within a month, or they're just exploring. This system is designed to focus only on high priority leads and specifically for people who want to start immediately. That means that we are not trying to speak to everyone. So we are protecting our time and attention from the very beginning. So I am going to go ahead and populate this lead form with some fake data. And then after doing that, we are going to go into Airtable. Okay, so now we have filled in all of our dummy data. Now we're going to submit it, submit the form. And step two is Airtable, which is the qualification hub, right? So let's go ahead into Airtable and have a look at our data. As soon as the form is submitted, a new record is created here in Airtable, as you can see, right? So this acts as the central source of truth for all leads, okay? So over here, we can immediately see the lead's name, their contact details, where they're from, their current English speaking level, how soon they want to start, very important, and their English learning goals, right? As well as their availability. Right? So they're available for lessons on Tuesdays and Wednesdays between these times. And yes, over here they've been listed as high priority. Okay, and this is when they submitted the form. These tags over here make it very easy to identify high priority leads at a first glance. Okay, so only these leads right here will then go on to the next step of our workflow. So the ones who want to start immediately are allowed to move on forward in this workflow. Okay, then we go on to step three, which is in Make. Once a lead appears in Airtable, it triggers this automation in Make. So an important detail here is that the scenario does not watch every new lead, right? So we're going to zoom in over here and watch records, okay? So it only watches records that show us where the person has said they want to start immediately, okay? So how soon do they want to start equals immediately. That's the formula that we've entered over here. So if a lead is just exploring or they want to start later or within a month, this automation will not run for them. Okay. And that's how we make sure that we only have serious leads that enter the nurturing and sales process. So we've just run this workflow and we see that the data has been updated. And now we're going to go into the qualified lead email and booking link. Okay. So this is what this will do. So for high priority leads, as we're focusing on right now, the first thing that happens is an acknowledgement of the email, okay? And we will now go into the email and we see that it has been received. And this email basically confirms that we have received their request and explains the next steps. And then it also then goes on to invite them to book a very short call by clicking on this calendar link, okay? And choosing a time that works for them. Okay. Now, at the same time, when this happens in Airtable, we see that the lead has now been updated. Rather, the lead status has been updated to booking link has been sent. So at any point, we know where exactly the lead is in the process. Okay. So then we go on to the internal system, okay, notification system, right, in Slack. While the lead is being contacted, the internal team is also notified. So this is this step in the workflow. Okay. So instead of sending a generic alert, we use AI to generate a short and clear internal summary of the lead. So who they are, what they're looking for, and how urgent they are. Okay. So this message is sent directly to your internal team, either your sales or your delivery team, who will look at this message and know that they need to prepare well in advance, okay, for their next meeting. So the key point here is that every notification that the team receives represents a lead that is actually worth their time. Okay. So now, if we go back to the email, let's assume that this lead will now click on this link and it will open to your calendar. When the lead clicks the booking link and schedules a call, the action trigger will be the second part of the workflow. Okay. But for now, let us just book this meeting very quickly. All right, now step 6, the lead has filled in their details. Okay, so they've booked a meeting. Okay, they're booking the call right now. All right, and what this will do is that after they schedule a call, the action will then trigger the second part of the workflow. So we are going to go back and make, right? This is the second part of the workflow where we watch for new events in the Google Calendar. And once a meeting is booked, we know the lead has moved from being interested to being or wanting to actively engage. Okay, let's go ahead and run this workflow. Okay, and over here we see that this is the right lead and these are their details. And now the data has now been updated or new record has been created in Airtable. Now, let's go ahead and go back to Airtable. Okay, we're back in Airtable and this is the 7th step. So that booking is then logged into the second Airtable table called meetings. And this is it right here. So over here, we can see the meeting date, okay, and time. We can see that the meeting has been booked, okay? And this is the meeting link. The data was created on or booked on, and these are the meeting details, okay? So basically, this is the lead's name, their contact or their email address, and the country they're from, okay? So this gives the team everything they need in one place. There is no digging through emails or calendars looking for meeting links, okay? So what we just saw right here is an example of an English language coach. However, the real takeaway is the framework. And what it does is it filters by intent, it automates follow up and protects your time. So if you are a business that gets a lot of inbound leads and wants to focus only on the ones who are ready to get started now, this is a type of system that I've built for you. You can reach out directly if this is relevant to your business, and I will build one that is tailored to your sales needs.